Hello, everyone. Frederick couldn't be here today, so I'm here. My name is Hortence the Hedgehog.
Hello, Hortence the Hedgehog.
Hello.
Now, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, that's right.
Where do you live?
Here in Colorado.
That's right. I've traveled to Colorado, and Frederick couldn't come because Frederick had to take care of all the plants at home.
Well, that's very nice of him.
Yeah, it's very nice of him. So, Hortence, do you like to do, like art and stuff?
Oh, I love it.
You do, yeah?
Yeah. I really like art, and I like to play, and I like to put on a show.
Oh, you like to put on a show.
Yes, with lots of flair.
Oh, do you perchance like puppets?
Oh, I do. Because not only am I a puppet, but some of my best friends are puppets, and I love to play with them.
What if I made you another puppet friend?
You could do that?
I could do that.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Okay, well, how about I do that?
Oh, okay.
Do you want to watch?
Oh, yes, I do. I will sit over there with the tea set, and I'll have a cup of tea, and I'll watch you make me a new friend.
All right. It's been a while since I've seen Hortence, and it's been a while since I've seen you. I'm sorry I've been absent for a long time. I have been taking a road trip to Colorado, and I went to stay with my grandparents, and they don't have internet. But now I'm in my old home from when I was a child, and there's a lot of toys here, and it's really fun. But it also reminded me of my love for puppets. I found this little guy, and if you do that with him, you can move his legs, and you can also move his arms around. Yeah! So you can do all kinds of cool stuff with this little guy. And I was thinking, why don't we make a puppet like this? Now, this kind of puppet in America is called a marionette, which is just French for puppet. So if you went to France, they would call any puppet a marionette. But this to us is a marionette. See him dance? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, so I think I want to make a marionette like this guy. And if you see, the strings are being held up by basically a cross. And so we are going to use very basic supplies to make a puppet like this one. And we're going to see if it works, because I've never done this before. So I'm going to use a ball of yarn that I found here. I'm going to use 2 popsicle sticks. I'm going to use some glue. And I'm going to use an old Beanie Baby that I found. Now, the thing when you're staking out toys to use for this is that they should have some arms and legs that are fairly long, that are kind of dangly, that you can, a good test is the shake test. So if you shake it around and it moves really funny, whoa, that's a good test. So you wouldn't want to do it with all your stuffed animals, but this is a good stuffed animal to do it with, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our little cross like this guy has to hang the strings from, okay? So the reason I can move him is because I do this, and when I do that, his legs go like that. Woo! All right, so I don't have super strong glue here, so what I'm going to do is use my yarn to make this into basically a cross. So I'm gonna, I'm also using scissors. Sorry, I didn't mention that before. So remember, the rules with scissors, be very careful. And if you can't be careful, then get somebody else to do it. So I have it like a cross. So instead of like this, it's going to be up like this. So it's more of like almost a T kind of. Okay, so we're going to do that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm wrapping the yarn around it on this side. And then what I'll do is I will cross it over to here like that. Okay. And then I'll start wrapping it on this side. Okay, so in the front, it looks like that. You're just making an X. And so I'll just do that a few times. And then I'll do, again, I'll cross this over to here so that I can go on this side again. And you just want to make it really sturdy. So there's no exact science to it. I'm just kind of, and then I'm going to cross over again to here. So I can do again here so that it's pretty even, so that this line isn't like huge and this line's not tiny. It's pretty even across, right? So you're just going to keep making that X until you're just about out of yarn. And at that point, we're going to take the end of the yarn. We're going to use our glue. And we are going to put just a drop of glue. Oh, I hope this glue's not dried out. If it is, there are other ways, but hopefully it's not. Let's see. This is glue I found in my mom's office. Oh, it's not dried out. It's just the tip of it is dried out. So I'm going to use my finger because I don't have anything better to use. And I'm going to put a little dab right here. And I'm just going to go across with it like that. And now I'm going to let it sit. So it's in the glue. It is drying. Okay, and that should be strong enough. All right, a strong enough hold. If you don't have glue, you could tie it in like a knot at the end there. Okay, so now we're going to see. So these are all different lengths of string. So this is, let me see if I can get him back here. So this one is holding his arm. It's a little bit shorter because the arms are higher up. This one that's holding his head is even shorter because his head is higher than his arms. And then his leg ones, they are even longer than the arms. They're the longest ones because the legs go down the farthest. So we need to cut our strings, our yarn, accordingly. So this is about, we're going to say, this is about 1.5 feet long, but I'm going to go with about 1 foot for this guy because he's smaller. Okay, so basically we want this guy to be rigged up like this guy, but we're not going to punch any holes in his hands. Because we just don't have the tools here, but also because, I don't want to punch holes in his hands. All right, and by the way, Frederick would be proud. This is one of his little monkey friends. All right, so we're going to do, let's say about 1 foot, maybe a little longer. So that's about 1 foot. You can guess. You don't have to make it exact. You don't have to get a ruler. Let's do like that and 1/2. So about right there. We'll cut some yarn. And then this time we do want to be exact because we want these to be exactly as far away from each other. And you want to go a little over. Actually, I do need to make that longer. Maybe this will be for the head. I do need to make it longer because we want to go over because we're going to have to wrap them around this, and we're also going to have to wrap them around his little hands and feet. So we actually do probably want to do maybe a couple of feet. So maybe like that and then that again. I'd rather have too much than too little, so I'm actually going to go for 3 feet on this one. So there we go. So I've got about 3 feet here of yarn, which is a lot and probably way too much. But like I said, I'd rather have way too much than way too little. Okay. So then I'll go about that long again and cut it. So these 2 strings or yarn pieces are exactly the same length. Okay. So the ends match up when you pull like this. Okay? Yeah? All right. So let's do some that are shorter than this. Okay. So we'll do maybe like 2 feet for these ones. So that's about a foot. And we'll go again. So that's about 2 feet. And then we want it to match up perfectly. So we'll match up this one with this one. And we'll pull until we get to the end. And now these two ends are matched up. So now we cut right there at the end. And these will be his arms. And then his head, we're gonna do a little shorter than that. So we'll do maybe like 1.5 feet, maybe. And that's about what I did with that first. Oh, I don't need 2 strings for that. I just need 1 because he's only got 1 head. So you need 2 for legs that are the longest, 2 for hands that are the second longest, the middle, and then 1 for head, which is the shortest. So now we're going to look on this guy and we're going to see. So this is the head. It goes to this right here. Okay, so I trace the line. So the head goes to the end, basically the bottom of the cross situation we have going on. So, Monkey, do I have your permission to tie this around your head? Yes. Okay, great. So, we're going to go ahead and tie this around. And actually, sorry, buddy. It's okay. It's all to become a puppet. Okay. So we're going to tie this around his head. Make sure to make a good knot right there. There we go. Okay, so this is, he's got a little string tied around his head so that it's kind of up like that. Okay. And then we're going to tie the end of that string. We don't need it to be super, super high. We're going to tie it to the end of this. All right. So I would say probably like that much room is probably good. Okay. So we're going to tie a knot around here. Like that. Make it into a knot. Actually, I'm going to wrap this around a few times before I knot it. And I want to make sure that this string going to his head is actually facing down pretty evenly. So see that? So it's like facing directly down. So there we go. We'll tighten it up. And then tie it into a knot. Oh boy. I got butterfingers here all of a sudden. My fingers are slipping through here. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so now we've just got him this much. So the head is attached. All right, head is attached. So now we need to look at where the arms go. I want to do the arms next. So the arms are actually on the opposite side. So this was the head, right? So if we pull this, the head moves. And now the arms, to get those to move, are on this side. So what I could actually do, instead of using 2, because this is just 1 strung through. See that? It's just 1 string strung through that holds his arms. So what I could do, if I wanted to, here we go. I'm losing track of string here. All right. So if I wanted to, I could tie this. I could make sure I know where the middle is. Okay. So I'm actually gonna start by tying 1 hand. Okay, here's his little hand. Do that. There we go. and then make a knot so that he's very secure. There we go. Okay, so now his hand is tied, and now I'm going to take this end here, and I'm going to hold it up so that I know where his head is. Okay, and now his hand to be low, I want to do like that. So maybe we'll go around just once like that. So all I did was I took this string that's holding his hand and I put it around like that. Okay, so now should be able to move pretty well. Yeah, so see, I can pull it and the hand goes up, and then I can let the hand back down. All right, so we want it to be fairly loose, and now we'll do the other hand. So I'm going to put this down while I tie the other hand and do that same thing. Okay. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you how to actually make the puppet work. Okay, so now we have his hands. Do 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 do. I'm halfway done. Woo! All right, so now we need his legs. So we looked at this guy before. We'll look at him again. His legs are attached to two separate strings, and they're these strings. So they're on this end and this end. So this leg is attached to this end, and this leg is attached to this end. So that when we do this, when I go like this with it, this one pulls up and this one pulls up. So it goes do, 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 do. All right, so we're gonna do that. So we have these two separate strings. I made them way too long, but that's okay. Because like I said, I'd rather have it too long than too short, because you can always cut it down, but you can't always add more. I guess you could like tie more on, but whatever. All right, so we're gonna start with this side. And I just have the string here. I don't have it attached to him yet. So I just made a knot there. And then I'm going to go around and around and around a bunch because I have all this extra yarn. I know I keep calling it string. You could use string if you want to, or if you have like very thin hemp rope or something like that, you could use that too. So I'm securing this. This does not need to be loose like the hands were. The hands were loose like this. These need to be secure like the head was. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that, I think. And then I'm going to tie it onto this foot. Okay, so make sure it's on the right side. So because we're on this side, we go straight down. This is the foot. So tie it on there. And you want to make sure also it's the right length. So if I were to tie it way down here, if I pull this, it's not going to work. It's not going to do anything. So it has to be kind of tight. It has to be right here where the string naturally hits when it's just hanging. Because then if I pull up this string, the foot will pull up if it's attached right here. But if I pull it up and the foot's attached down here, it's not going to do anything. Okay, so we're going to attach the string right here. So I'm going to hold this like this while I put him down. And I'm going to wrap around and then do another little knot. I'm so glad that Monkey was game for this. If he had said no, I wouldn't have done it. But it seems like he kind of wants to be a puppet. Oh, yes, very much. Okay, good. He very much wants to be a puppet. So there we go. So now, if I move this string, that leg will move. And I can cut off, if I can find my scissors, there they are. I can cut off this little extra piece. I won't cut off your foot, don't worry. I can cut off that extra piece. Okay, so now we're going to do that same thing with the other one. So I'll make my little knot here. And I want to make sure it's at about the same place as this one is. So I'm going to actually move it in a little bit so that it's at the same place. All right, and then I'm going to do that same thing where I wrap it around a few times. Maybe a couple more. There we go. And now it's right down here. I'm actually going to let it go a little bit because I want it to be at the right spot. So there we go. So now I'm going to tie it around this foot. So again, I hold it here so that I know where it's placed on the monkey. So this is flat. And I hold it like this, and right where this sits is right where I'm going to tie it. So then I'll tie it very gently and kindly so as not to hurt our little friend, because we love our friend. Okay, there we go. And then I have a little excess here, so I'm going to cut that without cutting my monkey. And now I have a puppet. So now when I came undone a little bit up here. And that's okay. So if it comes undone a little bit where we went around and around, what we can do is we can stick a little bit of glue on that. And once it dries, it won't come undone again. So I'm literally just putting it across here because that'll hold that yarn really well. So now we've got our little puppet and he's ready to be played with. But I'm going to show you how to play with him tomorrow. All right, because this was kind of a long one. Sorry about that, but hopefully you had fun and hopefully you made a nice little puppet, and keep washing your mittens, and we'll see you tomorrow. Right, Hortence?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. Come say goodbye, Hortence.
Goodbye, everyone. It was good to see you today. We shall see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everybody.